In case you're planning to move to Canada or just visit over the holidays, you might be wondering how much it costs to eat out. How much do you need to budget? According to Numbeo, you can spend anywhere between $12 and $90 per person for eating out, and of course, the sky's the limit. In this video today, I want to share with you my personal experience of eating out in Canada, Toronto, at various establishments, starting from the most expensive to the cheapest. So let's start with an example of a rather expensive restaurant like this one called Viagio. This is a place I went to a while ago for my birthday. You could say it's fine dining or high-end, but of course above this there are much more expensive restaurants. Now let's look at some of the things that we ordered that night. We had an appetizer, which was this wonderful delicious salad with grapefruit chunks, and each of us had a really yummy plate of pasta. And that night we didn't order anything to drink, but luckily you do get water for free. So this bottle on the picture here has water. It's usually filtered tap water and it's free. And for this, guys, the two of us ended up paying $100 Canadian dollars per person. That comes to about $50. But if you were to order a glass of wine or even a bottle, a few drinks and some dessert, then you can easily pay $100 per person. So the 100 Canadian dollars here already includes tax and tip, but I'll talk more about that later, so stay tuned. So in summary, I would say that for this kind of caliber of food and the atmosphere and the whole experience, paying $50 for a special occasion was pretty worth it. And just in case this is something that you're looking forward to, in Toronto there are tons of restaurants like these. Very uniquely decorated, smaller establishment with a very unique selection of items on their menu. And now let's go on and talk about a rather medium-priced restaurant, which is a sushi restaurant. So this is an example of a medium-priced restaurant, but the seating is quite nice. It's spacious, it's quite private. I wouldn't say that it's top-end sushi, not at all, but it is quite decent, and you can find tons of sushi restaurants like this all over Toronto. And now let's take a look at our food order and how much things cost. I got a roll here. I think this is a kind of a dragon roll, and my husband got a chirashi sushi, which is basically sushi rice topped with some sashimi. And at this place we did get some tea for free, but that is not always the case, guys. You always get free water to drink, but not always tea. So in case you're going to a Japanese or Chinese or Korean restaurant and you want to have some tea, just ask if it's indeed free or if they charge for it. And this meal was very filling. In general, in North America, you will find that the portions are huge. I would say actually that in the United States, the portions tend to be even larger than in Canada, but in Canada, they're definitely much larger than what you would get in Europe or Asia. And it's very normal here that if you have leftover food that you can't finish, that you can ask for a box to take home your food. So how much did this fun cost us? In total, this cost us $38.31 after tax, before tip. And this is where I want to talk to you a bit about taxes and tips here in Canada. But before I continue, in case you like this video, please take a moment and hit the like button. That would be really helpful for my channel, because it would tell YouTube that this video is useful and it would help to get this video out to more people. And also, in case you don't know yet, this video here is part of a cost of living series that I just started. And if you want me to make more videos on this topic, then please do let me know in the comments down below. And also, while you're at it, let me know what you are interested in particular, and if I have something to say about that, then I'll try to make a video about it. Thank you. Now let's continue. In Ontario, there's a sales tax called HST, which stands for Harmonized Sales Tax, which is 13%, which also applies to dining. So our original amount was $33.90, so you slap 13% on top of that, which is $4.41, and that amounts to $38.31. So here, when you pay for your food at a restaurant, and let's say that you use your card to pay, they will present you with a machine to pay, and on the screen you can see several presets, and usually the presets for paying tips starts from 15% and it goes up to 18%, 20%, and you can also put in a custom amount. For example, if you're feeling very generous and you want to give 25%, but the lowest usually starts at 15%. But I must tell you that there are restaurants, usually more expensive restaurants, where the presets start at 18%. 15%. So in our case, at this sushi restaurant, we paid 15% in tips, and that added up to $44 in total. See how quickly that adds up? We started off at an original amount of $33.90, and then there was tax and tips, and then it became $44 plus, which is 30% from the original price. That's really not a small amount. So just keep that in mind when you order your food or even when you're budgeting. Anyways, at $44 in total, that brings us to $22 per person. And by the way, this is what the Numbeo website would call an inexpensive meal. They actually say it's $25. Inexpensive? But of course, that's relative. By the way, guys, I'll soon be making a reaction video where I comment on the cost of living statistics on this Numbeo website. So just in case you're not subscribed yet and you do not want to miss out on that video, then make sure that you hit the subscribe button. And also, in case you are already subscribed but you're wondering why you're not getting any notifications from YouTube about my videos, then it might be because you haven't turned on the notification bell. So make sure that it's turned on and also set to all notifications, and that way you'll never miss another video from me. And now let's go on to the low cost option, which is food court dining. So this is food court style Greek food, which is very popular, and there are usually very long queues in front of it. And it's understandable because it's quite delicious, the portions are huge, and it's also cheap. If you look at the menu here, the menus range between $11 to $16. So here, after you've selected your food, you pay at the cashier, and here you might wonder, do I need to pay tax and tips as well? Yes, for tax, but not necessarily for tips. It depends. So the sales tax, or the HST, is the same, which is 13%. And for tips, it depends. At some outlets, they have devices, payment devices, that prompt you to enter a tip amount, which of course, if you want to, you can skip. But most food courts will not have this, and I guess it's because they want to keep the costs low for the customer, and they do not want to put too much pressure on you to give a tip. But in any case, at most outlets, you will find that next to the cashier, there's a little tip jar where you can put money into it. So at food courts, it's not a must, it's totally up to you. If you feel that you're getting really great service, then you're free to leave a tip. And if not, no one will really demand it from you. So now let's look at our recent order here. This is a chicken souvlaki meal with a chicken skewer, and we also added extra chicken and also a side of gyros. I really hope that I'm pronouncing it right. In case I'm not, then please do let me know in the comments below. So the subtotal here is $23.47 plus 13% HST, which is $3.05, which amounts to $26.52, which per person would be $13. So you might have noticed that this is quite a lot of food. So I didn't eat this by myself. I and my husband have the habit of sharing food. So we get one main meal and then we order something extra and just share that, and by doing that we save money. But even if you were to get your own meal, the chicken souvlaki, it would cost you around $15. And now let's move on to the last and cheapest category, which are cheap eats. And for this, my example here is Bichondo, which is an Italian pizzeria. So this place used to offer some seating indoors, but since the pandemic they scrapped all of that, so your options now are takeout, or what we like to do is just sit outside on the bench in front of the pizzeria and have our food right there. So here at Bichondo, a huge slice of pizza costs $5. They might have raised prices just a bit, but the last time I was there last year, it was $5 something. If you add tax on top of that, you would need to pay around $7. Drinks usually cost somewhere in the range between $2 to $4 depending on what you get. But if you're on a really tight budget, one thing that I would recommend to you is just bring your own water. Are there a lot of places like this in Toronto? I would honestly say not too many. At least not too many that offer very delicious food and cheap prices at the same time. It's enough to find just a few of these. Once you find a few of these cheap eats options, you can just return to them. So guys, my question to you is, has this video alleviated your concerns about the high cost of living here in Toronto? Or is it the opposite? You feel that it's actually not that expensive and it's pretty similar to your home country's prices? In any case, if you're interested to find ways for how you can save money on food, on dining out, and so on, then you might want to check out this playlist here. As usual, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next video.